No, that's not what I wanted to do. Hi, can you hear me? They've changed a few things since this went in. Trying to change this out. I'm getting some weird stuff going here. Hi, Diana, can you hear me? I keep getting that it's loading. And I'm not sure why that is. Okay, hopefully you can hear me still. Cover up that bra, it keeps showing off. So can you hear me now, Diana? Boy, talk about changing. Okay, good. I thought I would come on a few minutes earlier, while we're waiting for folks to show up. Hopefully a few people will show up. There is a little bit of a delay here. It's probably about 10, 15 seconds, it seems. So, yeah. Hi, Jen. How are you? I hope you guys will be easy on me. It's been forever since I've actually done a live on my own. So, hi, Jeanette. How are you? How are you doing with your physical therapy? Keep having to tell myself I need to look forward instead of looking down at the screen. Oh, that's hard to remember, So I hope there's no reverberation. You guys let me know if there's an issue there, please. My voice is a little hoarse because I've been out doing things all day and talking all day, so. And then, of course, it's humid here. It's raining, so that really messes me up. Jeanette, it is perfectly fine. You don't even have to answer if you don't want to. And I think I have it on slow mode anyway, just because I know sometimes it gets crazy. Some of the chats when people get going, when they start coming in. So, and hopefully there'll be a few more people show up pretty soon. I had decided to do this mainly because of the amount of stock that I have that is sitting back in totes. And one of the problems with listing with Etsy is I have to list it at such a high price that I can get at least my money back for what I've spent for the items to make it. And what happens, and I'll give you an example. I had someone purchase a bag the other day, and the total cost with shipping and everything was like $36. And by the time Etsy took out all its fees and everything else, I got back $23.70. So if I were to list these for $20 plus the shipping on Etsy, I might see $8 or $9 out of it. And that doesn't even cover the cost of the materials. Because you've got to pay for materials, insides, outsides, and then, of course, the interfacing. The interfacing I use is a woven fuse because it bonds to the fabric and actually becomes part of the fabric and gives it a lot more sturdiness to it. So, in a typical bag, let's say one of these small bags like this, I've got probably a good $20 in it. And that's not including, the process of making it and everything. But I can't begin to sell that on Etsy for a higher price. So someone had suggested selling it here on YouTube, basically just showing you the bags, letting you decide if you want to pay for it. And yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'll show you what I've been working on, though, as far as crochet, because I'd finished that Tunisian shawl. And I hope you guys are crocheting away and knitting away too. But this is my the spring garden shawl, the pattern that I'd written. So I am working it up so that I can show it as an example for doing the tutorial when I get ready to do that tutorial. So see if I can change this. Keep changing it to live chat and it doesn't give me live chat at all. Hi, Michael. How are you? It's good to see you today. So that is kind of where I'm at. I will tell you there's no guarantee that one of the cats won't walk across the screen at any point. I think I told you that they were feral cats that were rescued through a trap, neuter, and release group. But when they were trapped, I fostered them while they were sick and healing. And let me tell you, I fell in love with them. And then we found out the neighborhood where they would be going back to, folks in the neighborhood were setting out poisoned food for all the cats. So I was like, I'm not, I haven't spent all this time and money fostering these cats to have them killed. So we requested, that I would be able to adopt them. And that was granted. So that's how I came across getting those two sweet kitties, although sometimes they're a little cantankerous. And I drink a lot of water. Sorry about that, folks. I just have a lot of issues with not being able to keep that fluid going all the time straight, because humidity draws away from my vocal cords. I need the fluid to help the vocal cords. So, using a lot of fluid. Hi, Jazzy. How are you? It's good to see you. It's good to see everybody today so far. Yeah. But that's kind of where it's at. I'm hoping that you guys will share some of the things that you are working on right now. I'm still working on the blanket and a couple of other things. Yeah, they do that all the time. And Ronan lately has been jumping onto the chair lots of times behind me. And all of a sudden I'll feel him sniffing my hair, my head. Then he has to walk down the arm of the chair, and every once in a while he gets goofy and he's like a flip-floppy cat slipping and sliding everywhere. So yeah, Izzy is not so much jumping on the back of the chair. She will jump up onto the arm of the chair, but she rarely does that when I'm filming. It's almost like she doesn't want to be caught filming. And, I sort of can't blame her there because it's kind of, sometimes it feels intimidating. So yeah, that's been a lot of interesting things have been going on here in the house. And of course, the deer have been coming down a lot lately. So the cats are constantly at one of the windows, watching the deer and just going nuts with that. So it's been a lot of fun watching that and watching them talk to the deer. Ronan lots of times will get up on the boxes that I've got packed up and he'll reach out like he's trying to get their attention. So that's always kind of funny to see that. Yeah, isn't it funny? Jeanette, I find that lately it's my shoulders that are cold. It's not the rest of me, but usually my shoulders. So I generally have something tossed over my shoulders. Usually it's the shawl that you made me. Every once in a while I have a sweater or a hoodie over me. Sorry, the cats are playing. So it's funny to watch them play. Got him a laser pointer, and Ronan likes to do that kind of drifting thing where his back end slides. So it's funny to watch him playing. I'm hoping to catch him in the filming process for that kind of thing. So I thought what I would start with is I would show you these bags, show you how I bag them up to be sent out, and give you an idea of how I had planned on doing this. I'm going to show you the bags, give you a name for the bag, and if you would like it, you can either send me an email or send me payment through PayPal, and we'll discuss that in a few minutes. Or you can send it through Venmo. There are two ways through Venmo. You can send it to @Jane, JNWYNN, which I'll put that down here first. You can send a payment that way, or you can send it through PayPal to janewynn@comcast.net. And I'll put that down. And then with Venmo, you do have another option that if you use your bank for your Venmo, you can send it directly that way, and that would go through a different system, and that is by sending email to me. And that is a different email because that is something I use just for the Venmo. And that is that way that you would do it if you're going through your bank directly. A lot of people choose to do that because they don't want to go through the app of Venmo. And, it's just easier for a lot of people to do it that way. But the way that I bag these up is I always put them in a clear plastic bag that is closed. And normally I have your invoice in there, as well as a tea bag and my business card, and then a stitch marker that is included. And I don't pick and choose the stitch markers because I just make so many of them and put them on the cards and slip them into those bags with the tea bags. And then I have a big bin where I just pull them out and put one in with each one. I know there's a lot of concern for a lot of people with that are allergic to cats. I do, like I said, have 2 cats. Generally, they are not around the material. They the place that they want to sit is normally my sewing chair. It's not normally the fabric itself at all. They don't care to lay on it, those kind of things. And I usually, wipe them before they get sent out, take them with a lint roller to try to get all the extras off. Sometimes you do get extra strings. Those are sent free of charge. Just kidding. Because just like quilting, when I'm quilting, I think I've clipped all the threads, but sometimes one gets away. You don't ever see it. So basically, the drawstring bags are going to run $15 plus $5 shipping, and that is for those of you in the U.S. The tote bags will be $20 plus $5 shipping, which would make them $25. I believe all the tote bags are Christmas themed. I don't think there's any of the pilgrims. At least I didn't pull those yet. So that's kind of where we're at with that. For those of you that are out of the country, your shipping fee may be higher, and that would be depending on where you're at. So if you do purchase through PayPal, Venmo, regardless of which Venmo, it is helpful to also attach a note to that telling me your address, where you want it sent to, or if you want it sent as a gift to someone, as well as the item that you wanted, just to be double sure that I get those items correctly, because I don't want to mess that up a bit. Like I said, the throat needs a lot of fluids. It doesn't matter how much I've been drinking throughout the day. So anyway, I thought I would start with showing you some of the bags, the drawstring bags. And, you can say here if you want it, or, send me an email to Jane Wynn. That's JNWYNN at Comcast.net. And then I can send you an invoice through any one of the ways you would like. And there are other options. I know that some people like to use the Facebook payment option, which you can do that because it's actually PayPal that Facebook uses or has been using. And we can do it that way as well. But so let me show you some of the drawstring bags. How about it? All right, there are two of these bags, and these are the little cats and the pumpkins. And the interiors on those have a moon and orange star theme to them. Like I said, these are all 15 plus 5 for shipping. And I'm going to put them in a tote next to me. I actually have 3 of those because I did make another round. So I have 3 of those. And these are all my normal size, which is normally, I want to say it's 14 inches wide by about 13 and a half. Or maybe it's 13 and a half inch long, 14. On my Etsy shop, it tells you what those normally are. There is one of these purple kitties. And like I said, these are Halloween. And this has got that lovely polka dot with the white, orange, black, not orange, yellow, purple, gray, and black. And there's one of those. And I have 2 of these. No, I don't. I have one of these. And this is that black cats on the they're supposed to be wheels, like buttons. This is one of those vintage prints that was, I think, in the early 1990s. They came out that was supposed to be a vintage of the 1930s prints. And that has the different orange with those kind of things there. So yeah. And then I have one with the cats and the oranges and the pumpkins on the broomsticks. Just one of those. And that interior has the orange with the black polka dots. This one is a bit of a fun one, and I'll tell you the secret about this fabric. This fabric I fell in love with years ago, and I found it at Joann's, and I had it for about 4 years before I ever even cut it for a bag, because those of you that collect fabric, you know there are certain fabrics that you consider sacred fabrics. You don't want to cut. And this was one of them. But I finally did start cutting, making bags out of those. And it features the witch's hat, the pumpkins, and the witch's bird. Of course, the interior has a lime green with the green polka dots. And that is it for the Halloween that are there. Now, I do have 3 of these. And I thought this was an awful cute print, and I don't know why people didn't really go for it. Although I've sold 3 different bags out of this print. But this is what I call the Thanksgiving gnomes. And it is a fun fabric because you have those gnomes with the turkey, you've got them with the scarecrow and the corn stalks, sunflowers, you name it, pumpkin. So it's a fun fabric. But there are 3 of these bags, and they all have a pumpkin print on the inside. I think they're all pumpkin. Yep, they all have pumpkin, and there are 3 of those. Then we move into, I have a lot of Christmas bags that are left over, and I am cutting some new Christmas bags, but I don't want to cut a whole lot because I just have so much in stock. And there are 2 of these, and this is another gnome one. These are some basically winter gnomes. They could be Christmas gnomes. And they have a white with a gray marble on the inside. There are 2 of those. And then there is a little cookie, Christmas cookies on the green background. And it has the red with the white snowflakes on the interior. And this has always been one of my favorites, just because it's a lot of fun, I think. And it's those Christmas gnomes with the presents and the candy canes. And one of the gnomes has got the little reindeer ears, that kind of thing. So, and you know Christmas is right around the corner, don't you? And then that has the red with the white. There is only one of those. I do have a couple of the Pokemon, and I had shown this to someone this afternoon, and she had ordered one of them direct from me because her son, who is 18 years old, goes to a gaming place, and he plays Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, those kind of things. So she bought him this bag to carry all of his cards and everything. And it has the marble on the inside. So like I said, I have a couple of those. I have 2 of those. One of those had actually sold. And then we have the menorah. I have one of the Hanukkah bags left. It's got the opposite on the inside, the dark blue on the outside. And just one of those. And then there is one of these, the cats in the boxes, Christmas presents. It has that red with the white stars, Christmas star. And then I have two of the ones with the dogs in it, and they have a paw print on the inside. Paw prints with snowflakes. So those are the drawstring bags. Now, the crazy thing about these things is I see a lot of people liking them, putting them as favored. And I'm not sure if it's because it goes through Etsy that it's such a high price. Because like I said, and I'll show you one of these. This is the one of the timber gnomes. And this is a regular tote. And it has a total of 4 pockets. You've got 2 on each side. Then you have a pocket on the interior. Actually, this one has 2 pockets, 1 on each side. And this normally I would have to sell for $35 to $40 on Etsy to even make, a good $23 off of it. So you're getting it for $20 plus a $5 shipping fee. So, that's a pretty good buy for tote bags. Unless you go to the Dollar Tree. Of course, Dollar Tree, you can get them for $1.25 to $5. So, there's that. And then I have a couple of just the regular plain cookie tote bags. And the difference with these is the handle. These are that Christmas cookie tote bag. And it does have a pocket on the interior. And the difference is one handle is black and one is a tan. There are 2 of those. But this has been a fun print too. And actually, when I go to craft fairs, the cookies sell out faster than anything else. But I just haven't been to any craft fairs this year. And I only do one craft fair locally. And most of those people are looking for small gift items. They're not looking for bags. Now, this is one of the totes that has lots of pockets on the outside. There are 2 pockets on each outer side. There is an inner pocket, and it has that dark green with the star background. And this one is another different. I just call this the gingerbread cookies. And it's a fun little bag. And let me tell you, these hold a lot. I know a lot of people don't understand that. When I'm holding them up, they don't really think they're that big. But I can tell you, I can get an Afghan in it. The Afghan that I'm working on, that Ripple Romance, I can get that into that bag, plus the skein that I'm working with at the time. And lots of times I can put extra yarn in these big pockets on the outside. So they do hold quite a bit. And then this one is one of those that I think is kind of fun too. It's the Santa Claus kitties. And it's got a pocket on the inside. And it is a divided pocket. There are 2 sections there. And then the interior is a bit of a holly print. So that is a nice bag. That's a lot of fun. And then I've got one of these gnome Santa Claus bags. This one does not have any pockets in it. It's just a plain tote. But the inside might drive you a little crazy. It's got those stripes in it. So that's a little bit on the crazy side. And then there are the gnomes in the mountains. Can you tell there's a theme? Okay, I admit I love gnomes. So I have a lot of gnome fabrics, and those are usually the first ones that I go to. And then, of course, this has the mountains on the inside. But this is more of a winter theme. You could call it a Christmas theme because it's got the, you know, got Santa gnomes, female gnomes. So, and then we have another one with kitty cats in baskets and Santa hats. And of course it has an interior pocket on the inside. And it has that same type of holly and stuff as the interior. Jeanette, I like that you call it your house purse. Yeah, and let me tell you, when you take these bags, because you can put all kinds of gifts in these bags for them. If you're going to visit family for Christmas, what is better than to take a bag that has the gifts in it so that they can take the bag home with the bag, with the gifts inside of it. So, yeah, that's a great idea. Then, of course, there's the Pokemon Christmas, and it has that interior. It does have one pocket on the inside as well. And then there are two, this last one, which is I still think it's a fun print. It's the gnomes with the Christmas presents and the candy canes, that kind of thing. It has the pockets on the inside. It's just one big pocket. Of course, it has the holly print on it as well. So yeah, that is it for the bags in a nutshell. You got it, Jeanette. You got that first one. But that is a great way to do those kind of things. I want to welcome K&K Crochet. I just watched your video a few minutes ago. So yeah, and Crystal, how are you? It's good to see you guys. So I just thought I would show those bags, give you an opportunity to purchase them. It is, did try to put it in the description so that you can see what the costs are. Like I said, the only difference in the cost is going to be if you're outside of the US, that shipping cost is going to be higher because sometimes shipping, I'll give you an example. I had someone who wanted a bag. Let me get that hair out of the way. It's driving me nuts. There was someone that wanted a bag that lived in the UK. And by the time that I got to the bag, shipping cost to her was $27. And that was the cheapest rate I could find, which to me is kind of ridiculous. So, yeah. So that is it in a nutshell, and you're more than welcome to replay that, the front so that you can see what's available. Like I said, the totes are $20 with $5 shipping, so it's a total of $25. You can email me at janewynn@comcast.net, and that is JNWINN @comcast.net. And that information is down below if you want to do it that way. And you can also just send me an email through scraptasticyarns@gmail.com, and we can, get those to you, that kind of thing. But I'm trying to get a little braver with the lives because I tell you, I'm a nervous wreck. I have done some lives with Connie, but then Connie has been the lead. So that's a little less nerve-wracking as we go. But yeah, I'd like to hear what you guys have been working on. What have you guys been doing lately? Thank you. I don't feel like I am. I feel like I'm just rambling, talking to fill in the nervousness. But I would like to see what hear what you guys are working on. So how are the hat drives going? I've been seeing hats and hats and hats and hats. So I like seeing that, Chris and Gay. I love seeing your videos together. I love that the two of you do them together. That just warms my heart. And I keep hoping that when Chris goes away to a college, it's someplace nearby so that you guys can continue. Yes. And that is another thing. If you are someone who has difficulty making blankets, they've got the Boggy Blanket Brigade going on. That is a great thing to contribute to if you can. There are still people that are taking you know, just taking some of the squares to put them together to make blankets, and that's fine too. But then you've got K and K that are doing their hat drive, and they're at 770 right now. Maybe the rest of us could help fill in and get some out there. I know that's on my list to start doing. To do a couple of hats and send your way. I think you've already got Pennsylvania covered, but still, I don't care. You're going to get some hats. But I've been pulling some yarns out to make hats. So, and Diana has 3 throws. You know, I understand about not wanting to work on them. My big thing right now is I have startitis. So I have this driving urge to start something new. But I've got my sweater to finish. I've got the Ripple Romance to finish. And then I have to finish this shawl so I can get the tutorials started on it. And I just want to start something new, something that's very different, that kind of thing. But yeah, I'm fighting myself not to start a bunch of new things. And then, like I said, hats are quick, simple, easy. I love knitting hats. Hats, I can do while I'm waiting for doctor's appointments, or when we've gone to, a lot of times when we go to the different gospel concerts in our area, we'll go early because you want to get good seating, decent parking, so that we're not out there in what we call the North 40. My friend Jerry is a little bit older than I am. So we try to get a little closer so it's not such a strenuous walk for her. And when you're parking out at the Lamar campgrounds, it can be pretty iffy for the flatness of the ground. Let's just put it that way. So we try to park a little closer to the building so we don't have to worry about that issue. But lots of times we'll go early. With the Lamar campground concerts, we're usually there at least an hour before they start so that we can sit and talk with people as they come in. And we're usually knitting or crocheting while we're waiting. So for me, that's a good time for me to get up on some much needed crocheting, that kind of thing, because honestly, with the things that I'm doing in the house and doing for different organizations, I don't have a whole lot of time to just sit back and knit and crochet like I used to. So, yeah, that's been kind of fun. I know I was seeing that. If you don't know K&K Crochet, they showed all the different blankets that they're working on, corner to corner. And they do some great corner to corner blankets. The one that I really liked was the one that she did with the deer, with the camouflage. Although the camouflage kind of hid the deer a little bit, But I'm thinking there's a lot of ways that you can really boost that up. And she did a lot of ways. She showed different ways she did it, and it's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning blankets. I have yet to try a corner to corner graph to do that. Um, so, yeah. Ooh, Marie is working on a Bavarian rectangle blanket in fall colors. Wow. Bavarian rectangle. Bavarian crochet is one of those that looks extremely challenging, but it's one of those that once you get the pattern down, it's fairly simple to do. But it looks amazing. You know, I've done Bavarian a couple of times, and a lot of those times they have gone to nursing homes. So yeah, but boggy blankets, yeah. I have yet to do a full boggy blanket. I have been doing squares. Um, I do want to get at least two into the boggy blanket routine. I am thinking of using some of is it the Hercules that I have so much of? Maybe it's Thunderbird of the Mandela yarns because I think those make beautiful blankets. And I'm one of those I don't like having to change colors all the time. If I do, like when I make my scrap cakes, I'll make a blanket with those scrap cakes, and wherever the next color comes in, that's fine with me. And what I have found when a lot of the people in nursing homes or the cancer centers or whatever, when they have gotten those blankets, they have always sent notes talking about how they liked that it wasn't so organized and that it was flowed in the way that the blanket made it. And I never really thought of it flowing well. It's just one of those where I just didn't want to worry, and have the stress of having to end it at a corner or wherever the ending spot was, and then adding on a new color. And I've done that before too. And that, it's just you have a lot of ends to weave in. And I used to do a little bit of a Russian join, sort of, where I would fold one of the yarns across the other like that, so that you had those tails and you could work those in and then just snip the tails. Used to do that a lot. I taught someone in the prayer shawl ministry how to do that with her adding colors in. She uses that all the time. And she said that is one of her favorite ways to add in a new color. So you never know what's going to work for you, right? Sorry about the drinking. Throat gets dry. But yeah, I'm impressed, Marie, because that's amazing. That's interesting to see. I'm glad that you're doing that. Um, so, who is starting to work on anything for Halloween? Do any of you have any projects that you want to start for that holiday, or even your Christmas crochet, Christmas knitting? Um, I have some pumpkins that someone asked me to make. So I am crocheting a couple of pumpkins here and there. And they're small ones. They're not, too big. I have one that's about this big that she wanted in the teal color. So, I'm doing that for her. But that's about it for my Thanksgiving and or Christmas crochet. Um, yeah, Jeanette, I understand that. Man, I give you kudos for continuing. I have a lot of friends that they find it difficult to crochet and knit. I have one friend, she knits and she's like 94, I think. So, she still knits and crochets, and she's still in the hospital with the C word and pneumonia. And they're just trying to get her strengthened up because she goes home by herself. But she every year she crochets an Afghan for each one of her grandchildren. So that is interesting. Oh, I love Judy's Creations bird mouths. She has some stunning pictures that she uses. So yeah, that would be amazing. But I just look at those. I look for those for inspiration for blankets as well, too. Oh, Jeanette, knitting can't be against your religion. Of course, I have to say, knitting is kind of hard on the shoulders. I find that's where my knitting usually falls, right in here, the neck and the shoulder, as an agitator. But yeah, I do enjoy the knitting. Of course, I don't like purling. I do continental knitting, and I didn't like the way I was taught to purl in continental knitting. So I ventured out and found the Norwegian purl. And for some reason, I like that a lot better than the regular purling. So yeah. Yeah, but I will tell you my preferred craft is crochet. That is the craft that I've been doing the longest. I've been doing it since I was 5 years old. So that's 60 years I've been crocheting. And, well, ironing is against my religion too. And let me tell you, you would not believe how I have to psych myself up when I go to iron the bags. I have to tell myself, you can do it. You can get through it. You're doing this because you love the people that are getting the bags. That's the only time I iron is when I am sewing or when I finish a bag. I will press the bags. Of course, they don't always stay pressed, sitting in a tote waiting, that kind of thing. But yeah, it's been rather interesting because I use two different irons in there. One iron is a very hot setting because that's what I need to actually bond the interfacing to the fabric. So it's an extremely hot iron, and you have to leave it on there for so long, like 10 seconds in the area you're fusing, then move it and then move it. So yeah, thank you, Marie. And I appreciate you guys that do purchase from me because it helps me feed the kitties. It helps me, continue to do things and also put more back into the channel. Every little bit helps, that kind of thing. And of course, like I said, the use of the plastic bag on the outer, which is kind of two uses because I know a lot of people are allergic to it. And I have thought about not putting the invoice in the bags with the tea bag and the little, lovely little things I give you. Thought about putting them in between. So that way, if anybody was allergic to cats, they could just grab the bag, open it, and dump it directly into the washing machine to wash away that dander. And generally, it's the dander. It's not the fur that gets you. It's the dander that is on the fur that will get people. The Norwegian purl, you're actually holding the yarn in the back like you would when you're doing a regular knit. If you're doing continental knitting, for those of you that throw I don't know how to explain it to you, but you're holding the yarn in the back. You'll go into the front of the stitch. You'll hook the yarn in, then pull it through and flip it onto it. That gives it a purl. With a purl in continental knitting, you have to bring the yarn in front, go through, then pick it up and pull it through. And it's really hard on my wrist to do it that way. So I don't purl that way anymore. Norwegian just works real simple because you're not really using your wrist, you're using your fingers and the way that you move the yarn as you do the needles. So that's the difference. Go to Arnie and why can't I think of his name? Have a yarn sale. I thought about that too. Well, I'm not sure how to do that. And then Jeanette, I have to part with yarn. Do you know how hard that is to part with yarn? I don't mind giving away finished objects, but to give you my skeins of yarn, drives me nuts. Aw. So yeah, that I have thought about that. Thought about doing mystery bags, but I really need to do a little more investigating how people do their mystery yarns. I know that a lot of people will tell you there's so many skeins and it's such and such a weight, but I'm not sure if that's something, that a lot of people want to see. But thought about it. And I have purchased some yarn through mystery yarn sales. I've also thought about just listing it on Facebook Marketplace, that way. So I don't know. Have to decide what to do with that. It's not like I don't have plenty of yarn, because Lord knows I got a garage full of it and about two or three big shelves in the other room that are full of totes with yarn in it. So I got plenty of yarn. I could actually do a yarn sale. Maybe I will. I'll think about that, Jeanette. So yeah, let me think about that and we'll see where that goes, okay? So anyway, that is kind of it, what today's video, the live, was about, to give a view of the bags that I have at the moment that I am putting out there. Like I said, for that nice cheap price, you can get you a bag, and that way I get it out of inventory and it's not sitting on a shelf in the tote, because that just drives me nuts. I will be doing another one. Yeah, and see, that's it, Diana. Sometimes I see a lot of the yarn on Facebook is more expensive than if I bought it brand new. So that's part of my, I don't know about that. But I do know you can get a good deal sometimes if you just happen to be in the right place and you see it. But anyway, with the bags, give you an opportunity to get some of those. I will do another live, probably in about a couple of weeks, where I'll pull some of those other bags out that are totes, that I will list those as well for you here. And for those of you that see the replay, you are more than welcome to, like I said, send me an email. Let me give you those emails again. So that way you can let me know if you're interested in those bags. I can send you an invoice form if that's what you want, or we could talk about him a little bit further. Because I'm pretty willing to work with people. So those are the two emails for that. But yeah, that's it for tonight's video. All right, Jeanette, I'll look for that in a minute. But I want everybody to have a great week. And like I've been saying, we have an election every 4 years, so let's not let those elephants and donkeys divide us and drive us a little crazy between each other, that kind of thing. I think Izzy's deciding she's going to get up on the table and come see us. Not sure if she's going to show. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great week, and I will see you again soon. Come here, Izzy. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello to the peoples. Look how fat she's gotten. Isn't she a fat cat? There's my Izzy. She's a spoiled, rotten baby. All right, get down. All right, so that's it, everybody. If you are in the path of a lien, please be careful, be safe, and by all means, if you're told to evacuate, get out. Well, however you can, just, take care. All right, guys, I'll see you again soon, and everybody have a great week. Bye.